Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the adventure mode where today we have one really simple goal. We're not building, we're not doing anything else, all we're doing is seeing if we can spawn in a lot of enemies. After reading up on the forums, reading up on how the rules work in the adventure mode, and reading a lot of comments, it turns out the very best way to spawn in as many enemies as possible is to stay in a similar area, but keep on moving. So don't simply sit still, but go around in tiny little circles. The more you do that, the more enemies will spawn. So all we're doing today is seeing just how effective that really is. And hopefully, we're going to get some decent fights out of it, because that's all I want to do at the moment. Absolutely nothing else. Also, apparently we didn't cause that thing to become AI dead, but we did destroy its brain a little bit anyway. Well, it's in the water, that's good enough for us. So, going through the blue portal here, then through a red portal, then we're going to stay put, going in small circles over and over and over again, until either I become absolutely insane, or we get to cause some damage to something. One of the two. To pass the time, I do have some beer, so you know, it's going to be fun for me nonetheless. So I've set up an auto control so we're constantly turning and moving forward at a fairly slow pace. I have all of my turning elements though on at full. I think this is going to hopefully be a short enough distance. I've already completed one full circle and it is over a smallish area. A small-ish area. Let's face it, our turning isn't great. Now apparently vertical movement also counts towards all of this, though I've heard some mixed talking about that, so perhaps it's true, perhaps it's not. So we could also just set up a control so going up and down at the same time as well, but for now, we'll just go in circles, and eventually we'll find something to shoot at. Doing some testing right now. So, if my railgun tries to aim over there, yep, it stops. Can it aim that way? Yes, it can. So I've just added some really basic firing constraints, and I think I may have overdid it a little bit there. You can aim there, that's fine. Yeah, we could give it a bit more leeway. Maybe. I'm going to be building it up anyway. So essentially what I've done is I've just added firing constraints, which means it can't aim directly backwards anymore. Because before, I couldn't fire all of my weapons with the all command if I was aiming at something behind me. Because, quite simply put, I would get a railgun to the face. And that's not really something I particularly want to happen. So instead, it's now a constraint, so no more shooting me in the face. Going past this portal now for the, I think, 8th time? So after looking it up, I think the circles I'm going in might be a little bit too big. Still staying in reasonably the same area between those two portals from the north and the south. Actually, they're really well placed to indicate that I'm still in the same area. So how much area am I travelling in? Be nice if I could actually see one of the portals. So there's one portal there, and then there's one portal there. And I'm staying pretty much in the middle of it. I'm going in circles about, like, here. That's not a lot of distance. Of course, what I could probably just do is stay perfectly still and go in circles, but this craft doesn't like that. Maybe I should make like a secondary craft just to go in circles over and over and over again. A lot of people have been asking me to make a drone or something, and I am very, very much considering it. I just don't like the idea of having to control two crafts. Now, obviously, I won't manually control the second, but I'll still have to make sure it's doing what I want it to do. Otherwise, there may be an uprising. We can now turn in place without any major issues. I am still being pushed slightly sideways because all of the turning isn't yet fully balanced, but it is at least functioning. And that's the first enemy we spawn in. Well, that's good. And once again, my toads in the background are going mad. They're rooting for the destruction of all things. Excellent. That was their feeding day today, so maybe they're just still hunting things in their tank. Well, I'm almost certain that's the Wanda. This one appeared very quickly after the first, at least, so we're definitely getting somewhere. There was only, like, 1 minute less before this thing spawned. And it apparently hit us with missiles, which is very rude. The Sapphire. And dead. There is an enemy in the distance which has flares, and I've never seen it before. Let's see if it can stand if we attack like this. We're stagger firing, so hopefully, no, those flares are really effective. We are not using missiles on this thing. It has anti-munition defense as well. Quite short range though, isn't firing at us yet. So I've never seen this before, but that looks like a lot of resources. So I think we should try and capture this. Currently moving into a broadside. Whoops daisy. So that we can use our particle cannons effectively. I am definitely going to add a particle cannon as a main weapon in the future, and I'm going to be removing those three. I just don't like them. I like the weapon, I don't like them specific versions of the weapons. Okay, oh, hello. Let's start moving. Good thing is we're so far away, and if we're still when they fire, if we just move even slightly, we can dodge those grams. Not being... Oh no, we are being ambushed. I was about to say, is there any enemies anywhere else? And apparently there is a marauder, I think. That probably won't kill a marauder. No, that is not a marauder, so... Is it a marauder? Maybe it is. We'll soon find out if we get hit by a cram cannon from the west. Okay, let's fire on the other side. If we're lucky... Oh, that's a lot of EMP damage. If we're lucky, we can take out most of their weapons. Then, on the way in, we can take out its brain proper. That's 3 really nice hits. Okay, now I'm going to start moving towards it and see what other weapons are still online. The worst case scenario here is either A, I die, or B, we end up killing it before we get there. I am tempted to use the railgun just to knock out those weapons for certain, but that's resources we're not getting. One more shot at the front, I think, since it had 2 cannons. Let's go at the back one this time. How did that not work? Well, it isn't firing anything else at us anymore, so that's a good sign. However, I'm not sure about the range of some of those weapons, so it could just be we're not in range yet. Okay, go straight for the hole this time. Oh, okay, yep, its mortars are still definitely online. I don't know what to do here. Back off, I guess. Hopefully it's aiming at the front. Those mortars are really short range, like unexpectedly so. Okay, its back weapons are offline, its front weapons all offline. I almost called them legs then for some reason. I have no idea why I'm calling weapons legs now. I wish I could use missiles on you, I really do. Actually, if we can figure out where those flares are coming from, we could try and shoot them down. There. Well, if it was there, it was definitely hit. So I'm hoping is now our missiles will be able to hit the thing. This is a really weird fight. It doesn't really feel like a fight. It feels more like a puzzle. Yep, no flares this time. The missiles are going to land. Hopefully they're hitting the back of the craft, which our particle cannon can't do. And right now we're also recharging our energy, so missiles are definitely what I want to use. It's not moving properly anymore. We've done something to it. I doubt most of its weapons will be online now. In fact, I doubt many, if all, will be online. Oh no, it's back cram. Its back mortar is still turning. Oh, there goes its back main cram. What's it doing? Just keep it in line. Oh. Okay, you're still online. Now you're not. Oh, come on. We have broken so much stuff. Oh, surge protectors. Well, that explains that. Seems like it's very EMP resistant, at least in its core. Its weapons clearly weren't, but its core seems to be. Will that stop me? No. Oh, AI dead. There we go. Stop lagging. This is because of the physical contact we're making. There we go. It's now on our side. Thank you. How much are you worth? 150,000. That was definitely worth all the effort. Ooh, hello game. You are not happy with this. That's a lot of resources just got. So was that Marauder in the end? Yes, it was. However, we're still being attacked by what I think is a sub over there. And is that Kalmar? Is that Kalmar? No? Yes? Maybe? Okay, first of all, Marauder, I cannot be bothered to capture you or even deal with you right now, so please just go away. Take a nap. Thank you. Let's see what's over there. Well, it's definitely the Kalmar, and by the looks of things, it's managed to land one of its harpoons on the enemy somehow. Well, maybe it hasn't landed it, but I can see the harpoon is active, which is interesting. Still can't aim at the thing underwater, though. Once we destroy the Kalmar, though, then our torpedoes will be able to hit it, so... Kalmar, you're worth a fair bit, but right now, I want to shoot things. Way too much thinking in that last fight. Kind of gross, really. Oh, we instantly break its brain. Seriously, I'm trying not to. Well, I'm not trying not to, but... not specifically trying to. Well, we hit whatever was under the water there. Which means it must be quite close to the surface. So they should be able to find it nice and easily. The Dark Hammer. Haven't we seen one of those before? Oh! Torpedoes are heading towards us, but I think ours are going to be a bit stronger. Yep, there it goes. Oh, yeah, it's that little one, the white flyers. Okay, that's a lot of resources we've now got, so we could either make our secondary railgun or our main particle cannon. What I'm thinking is we're going to make our main particle cannon because I am sick of using the broadside ones, honestly. I hate how they look. I can't think of how I'm going to make them look good. I don't like how they function, being a broadsider section. I'd much rather have one on the front. So that's what this is going to be dedicated towards. And thankfully, we already have the space for it. Which should be here. There we are. This has layers of armor on all sides. It's not as big as I thought it was, though, space-wise, but it should be okay for it. An enemy called the Spite has appeared. Seems to be a oh, definitely a sub, and it has particle cannons. It's very, very far away. We're close now, though, so we're almost in range with our torps. Might just need to make these longer range, honestly. Oh! That made me jump. Okay, I'm going in here now. Reactivate third-person mode. Just want to see what I'm doing while I'm inside. Okay, thankfully, it seems to be using a lot of EMP, which once again is not particularly effective against us since we're not using anything which really uses the AI, since we don't have one. Apparently a couple of shells hit there. Should be in range of the torpedoes now, I'd imagine. Oof, I really hate enemy subs. Can I please fire the torps again? Thank you. Okay, I saw loads of damage pop up, so apparently the first wave did just hit, so we are in range. We're about 1 kilometer away from them now. Would like to see it. If that managed to survive the full wave of our torpedoes, it must be a decent-sized enemy. Hello. Or this has lots of heavy armor. Well, that's it dead. Let's go and collect our resources. So with the particle cannon, I have had a few people talk about how it is considered to be one of the more overpowered weapons because there is no way to hard counter it. In fact, there's no real way to counter particle cannons. They're not affected by smoke, are they? Like lasers are, like other energy weapons. I don't think so. And I do understand that. Well, it gave me almost no resources. Apparently there's one more enemy in distance, but it's not able to hit us, so I'm going to back off, back to where I was originally. So, yeah, my thoughts are, I'm not going to make this ridiculously huge. It's more going to be really well protected. We already have, how many layers of armor here? Ridiculous amounts in all directions. And what I'm going to do is copy the design of these and put essentially 2 of those on a single turret and make them a little bit larger each. So I'm actually going to lose a little bit of firepower, but it's going to be at the front and we finally have our secondary turret. I will still be adding a long-range railgun, and I think what I may have to do is start carving into all of this. Yeah, that's what I'm currently thinking. I may change my mind in the future because, well, it is me at the end of the day. Yeah, mirroring this is going to be way more difficult than I thought. If I just use the design we already had, that just wouldn't work out. And mirroring these is nearly impossible because of their shape. Yeah, what we could do is be a bit stupid and a bit fun. And we could just have a single cannon at the bottom. Whee! And then we could have 4 secondary particle accelerator lenses. So we go all the way up 4 times. Then we have 4 of these at the top. Probably about this height. Maybe 1 higher just to make sure we don't clip the turret all the time. That's going to be really high up, isn't it? That's another problem because the barrels can't aim above the thing in front of them. I mean, we could still do this, it just means we can't fire directly forwards. We'll have to fire at a tiny bit of an angle, which isn't really too much of an issue, really. But if we are this high up, we probably won't clip this turret. Unless we're firing right down, and then just make sure not to fire right down. This requires thinking, which I don't like. Oh yeah, I forgot, there's actually a tube at the back as well, so we can potentially have 5. The question is, how do we take up the space? Now, I think we can probably do it quite easily, now I'm looking at it properly. With this one just winding around the center over and over again, I think I know how to do that. Then, if we have each of these just take up a corner, and think of it like that, because we can just copy and paste like that, yeah, this actually won't be too difficult. I still hate building with these though, mind you, and I'm really happy that apparently there might be some new Canon lenses coming in the future, with different shapes. That makes me really happy, because I'm keen to see where they go with this weapon. I feel like it's a weird one. And for the longest time, I thought I hated it, so this is going to be weird. Well, hello. The achievement is back, apparently, for round 2, and it got the jump on us. I was not paying attention. I've been hit multiple times already. I'm also now remembering it is pretty resistant to EMP. Fire everything, please. Lots of explosive damage already dealt. Just going for the core this time rather than the weapons. Is that enough? Well, it's definitely in the water. Is it weak enough that we can go and try and capture it? That's the question. Oh, I doubt it, but let's give it a shot anyway. I really doubt it. Nope, seconds later, health below 80% and sinking. Well, back to work on a new particle cannon. A bit less scary than the achievement. Now don't worry, before we leave the area, we will pick up all the resources from the destroyed enemies. We're getting 10% of their value, which isn't that much. I mean, even the achievement only gives us like 10, 15,000, something like that. But still, it's starting to add up. There's a lot of small kills now. If nothing else, this looks really weird, and also we are under attack, apparently. By whatever that is? Well, there it goes. Oh boy. Okay, so continuing this. Oh no, it's the other thing which is attacking us. Okay. Still a fairly small thing. Direct hit from us. Did it take it out? No. Although we also don't know what it is. Oh no, we do. It's the charger. It said briefly it's the charger. That doesn't actually help me because I don't know what the charger is. Isn't charging very fast though. Probably because it has no brain. That looks creepy. I love it. Make it more creepy. Back to being red as blood. I want it to be mostly accurate. Ooh, saying that. This is not particularly accurate even at the best of times by the looks of things. Yeah, this is going to be way weaker. Though saying that, I have to remember each one is firing 2 of these. So overall, that's actually quite a lot of EMP even already. Though saying that, that's a lot of overclock. Could use a bit more than that though. So like 2.5 at the moment. I'll have to do some tests with it and then figure out if that's good enough or not. Okay, what I'll do is I'll remove the old ones so we only have that EMP and we'll see how it does versus a target when one arrives. Oh my god. Okay, that looked horrifying with the old ones. This one just makes it go to a whole new level. Also a bit deafening. So that's what happens when you put it down to the minimum charge rate. I kind of want to do that when a target is really close and just... What happens if we hit our own ship? Oh, we can't quite hit ourselves very easily. Oh wait, no, I saw 2 EMP damage. Is that all? I mean, it adds up, but very slowly. Yeah, that is not something we're gonna do. Ever. Minimum, I would think, 5 seconds. Yeah, that seemed accurate enough still. Stick with that. What are you? Oh, well, you're dead. So yeah, the new weapon works just fine. Definitely white flares, whatever you were. Goodbye. Well done, you creepy thing. Now, I really do need to do some tests with the other firing types. We have Explosive Shock. These particles explode on contact with the first surface they hit. 100% damage potential is applied as an explosive force to a radius of 5 meters. That's quite a small radius. Impact is just a kinetic hit, and piercing goes through targets. Still though, an armor piercing value of 15. That's not that great. Still kind of want to give it a test though. Well, that worked. Pretty hard to tell how good the piercing railgun really was. Sorry, particle cannon really was, considering the nuke went off. But it worked. So I've decreased the accuracy quite a bit, making this more of a mid-range weapon. I'm kind of sick of using them as a long-range weapon. I can always swap it back in like 2 seconds. And it should be doing quite a lot of damage per shot, and it's shooting a lot of shots. The idea is, just make loads of holes in the target, and hopefully you'll hit something important. Like their brain. Or heart. Or liver. Because these are all parts of a standard ship. To close out the video, we need to do something stupid. A particle cannon shotgun. So I've set it to impact, incredibly inaccurate, a low charge time, and everything set for maximum damage. Wow, that hurts. Well, that is terrifying. Now, of course, the range is so limited with this, we personally won't get all that much use out of this, but still. Now, I would have just captured this, but I have been trying to EMP this thing for the last 5 minutes, and I just cannot kill it. So I thought, well, we may as well have some fun with it. It wasn't able to fight back, but it just was not dying. Even now it's not dead. There we go. Oh, but look at that inaccuracy, though. Yeah, that'll never be really useful for us with our type of ship, honestly. Just, no. Oop. As the turret tries to kill me. Anyway, with that, I am all out of time for today's video. It's been a lot of fun today, though one thing I have to say is I need to do more tests with the particle cannon in all of its different modes. I really want to try out a high overclock, really long range, piercing shot. The idea is, can we just go straight through an enemy, even at medium to long range, and just destroy it before it has a chance to fire back? I think that is possible, though we're either going to need a really large particle cannon, or for it to be really overclocked. And we are using these little, what are they called? The pipe lens, rather than the main lens, so I don't know if that's going to be better or worse for it, because on the upside, more shots, more piercing shots, we might hit something important. On the downside, it's less focused on one direct hit. So yeah, that'll be next video, making this the best it can be. But for now, thank you so much for watching. So of course, if you have enjoyed the video, then likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. I am open for suggestions on how we should use this thing. At the moment, I think it is going to go back to just being a medium to long range EMP shot, able to disable targets, but I really want it to be multiple things. I want to be able to cycle through different modes depending on the situation. Also, I'll build the turret this time. This time, I promise, because we actually have space for it. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. Okay, maybe we'll kill one more thing. I'm waiting for it to get closer. Is that close enough? I've made it a bit more accurate again. Yes, it was. So thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.